Welcome back to Catherine's Couch. It's so great to have you here on my couch. I'm Catherine, and I just found my lights. I feel like we're so legitimate now. Every episode we get more and more legitimate. We've been doing dual camera setups, so I can always make eye contact with you. Now we have lights. This week's Catherine's Couch is going to be about trusting your intuition. Actually, I'm going to first check my Instagram because I asked if you guys wanted me to cover anything. Officially, there's 4,000 of us on my Instagram, which is so freaking cool. I'm so happy you're all here. I really cannot believe that there are 4,000 of us. There's so many cool things 4,000 people could do. Personal update on me. I have been really getting into doing my nails at home. Always really loved doing my nails, but I never had like a whole kit and caboodle thing. So I got the nail drill and everything, and I've been doing a lot of sets practicing on myself. And last night my nails are red. They're not peeling, which they were peeling because I was really into doing press-on nails, and that was really fun. But then I was removing them a little hastily. So I've healed them from that, but now they literally have pulses in them, which is super exciting. I'm going home tomorrow for my best friend from high school's wedding, and I really wanted to have a cute set on, but I really don't think I can. I bought this stuff I looked up on TikTok, genuinely so uncomfortable. And so I was looking up how to fix it, and it was don't put anything on your nails for 9 months. I'm like, well, that is actually not gonna work. That's not gonna work because it's my new hyperfixation, so I need to do it. So I bought this stuff and I think it's working, I don't know. Let's talk a little bit about how we got here. Hi, I'm Catherine. I started posting on TikTok in 2022 under the username XOSwimmerGirlXO, and I've always loved the internet. We started a community there where we were giving advice, and I had a podcast, Dive In with XOSwimmerGirlXO, which was so exciting. And I was chronicling kind of my life. I ended up moving to California after meeting my husband, and I was chronicling that in my podcast. And it got to a point right around my Saturn return where I was talking so much about my real life. And I'm from a really small town in Massachusetts. And so people in my small town were hearing about it and bringing it up to my family. And I just wasn't in the place where I could continue. I just wasn't. So I shut that down, moved to California. And in the next 3 years, I tried to avoid what was meant for me, which was creating and sharing with you. And in those years, I tried to force my own timeline, which is something that has been such a constant in my life. I have always, with my ADHD, I think there's an internal motor in me sometimes fueled by anxiety that says if I don't do something, it won't happen for me, which is so silly because what's meant for you will not pass you. It cannot pass you. That's just the way things go. So when I had moved across the country, I shut my podcast down. I thought, okay, this will be an anthology. I like seeing it as just a shorter period of time. When I bring it back, I want to bring it back with video because I really like video. I think video is awesome. I've been trying to fiddle around with video, but I really wasn't in the place to set it up. And in one of those moments of clarity, I bought 2 lights that we're using right now that are I'm pretty sure studio lights. They're pretty legit. We'll see when I edit this, but I feel like they're pretty legit. When we moved into this house, when we were moving all our stuff, I almost threw these out. And Nick, my husband, was like, no, first of all, you bought these. And second of all, I'm just going to hold them for you for when you're ready. And today I woke up and I was like, oh, I'd love to have lights for my podcast because I just started editing on 2 cameras, and we're by a window, which is great, but natural can go in and out, ebb and flow. And I want things to be consistent for you because I love this and I love content, and it's just something I'm so passionate about. And my husband was like, I have just the thing. And he pulled these out. It's such a moment of grace for me and thankfulness that in the depths of my struggle, I was thinking of me. I like to think that I was kind of putting my hand on younger me when I got these, because I really did struggle for a really long time. And I'm so thankful for that. I think a lot of struggle was so much of my life felt like it was falling apart because I had built my life outside of the journey that was meant for me. I was never meant to do anything but this. I'm an older sister. I have a little brother. Being an older sister is the only job I've ever been good at. It's the only job I've ever felt qualified to do. It's the only job that I'm 100% confident all of the time that I am doing what I'm meant to do. Describe what I do to people, I describe it like that. And it's just so freaking cool for me. And I think a big part of this journey and a big part of our community is encouraging each other to do what we are meant to do and understand that that looks different for everybody. Because if it looked the same for everybody, life would be very, very boring. And it can look similar, right? There's so many content creators, so many influencers out there, and there's so much space in the world, but there's only one you. There's something about you that is different than everybody else, which is just inherent in who you are and why you're here. And that thing is so important to the world around you, to all of us. If you weren't different, life would be a little less bright, a little less colorful, a little less fun. And so I believe the purpose of life is to lean into the thing that makes you you and run with it as fast as you can. So here I am. I'm recording ahead of time. I'm going to be in Massachusetts all next week. I'm going to be filming a lot. I love Massachusetts in the summer. There's nothing like a New England summer to me. I have my Digicam. I'll be vlogging, but I need to make sure that we got a good thing up here ahead of time. I talked about this in my last Catherine's Couch, that I'm nervous to go home, and I still am. And I'm getting more and more nervous as we get closer. Not that I don't love it. Like, I love being home. And in a way, I feel a little less nervous than I've been before, because I really, truly have the feeling that I'm on the right path in life. I knew moving across the country was the right thing for me to do. I knew it in my bones. I knew it in everything about me. And then I got across the country and I felt foggy for a while. I got a job in kind of like what I was doing full time, and I didn't like what I was doing full time. And so I would come back and I had this internal distress that when I was already dealing with the discomfort of like going back to a place where I no longer fit, I've gotten older and things have changed, I just kind of was like clinging on to any sort of sense of stability, and that was really uncomfortable for me. And this time is the first time I've gone back since being laid off, is the first time I've gone back since fully betting on me. So I feel really thankful for you in a way that I really cannot articulate properly, and will spend, by the way, the rest of my life trying to, that with all of the emotions I will experience, I get to have the inner peace of knowing I am doing what I'm meant to do. I literally love you so much. You mean the absolute world to me. And I'm just so thankful that we're all here and this is what we're doing. So yeah, that's kind of like my biggest update. I'm really excited to go to my friend's wedding and to go home for the 4th. I'm excited to show you parts of New England that I love. I love New England, and I'm so excited that you're here. If you aren't following me already, make sure you follow me on Instagram. That's where I find a lot of these topics that we want to cover. I'm really active on my stories on there. Post new videos every single Wednesday. And if no one has told you yet today, let me be the first to say, you're always on time for your own life. I love you. I see you. I believe in you. And I'll talk to you next Wednesday. Bye.